Hello everyone, myself architect Saloni Bandhu along with architect Desh Bandhu will be presenting a paper on pro-poor tourism, a sustainable approach.
Tourism industry is one of the fastest growing sector in the world as well as in India and has the power to shape the developing countries. Tourism is about providing services and amenities to people who are traveling so as to generate revenue. It can also be defined as an activity of the people traveling to a place and staying for recreational, leisure or business purposes. Tourism and hospitality industry contributes to a large portion of national income which generates employment. Its contribution to the GDP is about 6.8%. Employment generated is about 7.7% and also provides with the foreign exchange of 18.13 billion USD. This paper examines pro-poor tourism policies and its sustainable nature using case studies. So, coming to an important question, that is, what is pro-poor tourism? Pro-poor tourism is an initiative started by United Nations. It can be defined as tourism that generates net benefits for the poor, which may be economic, social, or environmental. This approach focuses on strategies that enhance benefits to the poor. The aim is to unlock the opportunity for the poor rather than expanding the overall size of the sector. Strategies for pro-poor tourism are increasing economic benefits by expanding the employment and business opportunity for the poor, enhancing non-economic impact by conducting capacity building and training programs, addressing and mitigating the social, cultural, occupational, and environmental impact on tourism, providing government support in building and implementing policies and making PPT a part of tourism policies, integrating area specific project planning, promoting the involvement of locals in policy making and development, and last, introducing multi stakeholder approach in the tourism sector. Talking about the sustainability aspect of pro-poor tourism. The World Tourism Organization defines sustainable tourism as tourism that takes full account of its current and future economic, social, and environmental impacts, addressing the need of visitors, the industry, the environment, and the host community. There are 17 development goals listed by United Nations. A few objectives fulfilled by PPT are no poverty, zero hunger, clean water and sanitation, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure development, reduce inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, and last is partnering to achieve the goals. Another body, known as Global Sustainable Tourism Council, working in the field of sustainable tourism development, emphasizes on four ethics, that is, sustainable management of structures and frameworks, socio-economic sustainability and well-being of the locals, cultural sustainability by protecting the cultural heritage, and environmental sustainability by conserving natural heritage, resource management, and waste management. From the last two slides, an inference can be drawn that PPT concept can be sustainable in nature. The four core areas of sustainability are economic sustainability, which refers to creation of jobs, socio-cultural sustainability, which refers to conservation of heritage and culture and generating revenue from it, environmental and resource sustainability, and employing sustainable policies and management techniques
which refers to government support, area specific policies, and its management. All the sustainable criteria fall under this topic, which leads to a sustainable tourism development plan. For a better understanding, all the sustainability criteria needs to be evaluated in light of policy context of PPT in India. National Tourism Policy of India promotes responsible tourism. Uttar Pradesh tourism policy focuses on sustainable, pro-growth and pro-poor ecosystem. Kerala tourism policy emphasizes that community and tourism should go hand in hand. Therefore, we can say that policies at national level and that of UP and Kerala emphasizes on benefits of tourism for local community with an emphasis on socio-cultural and environmental sustainability. Both state level policies were implemented. Kerala in 2006 launched Responsible Tourism Initiative. 4 destinations were chosen to launch this initiative, as these destinations faced problems due to tourism. These issues were resolved with the help of several initiatives. Agricultural calendar was formed and five-star hotels signed an agreement to procure agriculture and fishery products from the locals. Organic farming, fish farming and lotus farming was encouraged. Small-scale business enterprises producing souvenirs and handicraft items were established. Cultural program groups were also established, and these were employed with the hotels. Local festival calendar was prepared and promoted. Tour packages for village life experience was launched. Dambashri, a poverty alleviation and women empowerment program, took forward the initiative. Locals were involved in the supply chain. Educational and skill development programs were conducted. Physical infrastructure was developed. Environmental initiatives like mangrove regeneration, controlling pollution in the backwaters, and use of eco bags were started. At the other 3 destinations, Vanyard, Kovalam, and Thikedi, a few similar initiatives were launched, and some initiatives were area and issue specific. At Vanyard and Thikedi, food corners showcasing their ethnic delicacies were started. Pollution control initiatives were launched. At Kovalam, the biggest problem was child sex abuse, and this issue was resolved with the help of government policies. At Thikedi and Kovalam, full-day tour to village were organized. Other specific initiatives were visitor management plan for Ikadal caves was prepared. Destination development plan was prepared for Kovalam. Festival of Kartike was also organized for Kovalam. Uttar Pradesh Pro-Poor Tourism Development Project was launched in 2015. The aim of this project is to increase the benefits of the resident community, improve state-level management plans, introducing public-private partnership, and last is providing training, skill development, and placement programs for locals. To achieve the overall objectives of the project, 4 broad-level initiatives were drawn. First is destination planning and governance, which aims at formulation of destination-level tourism plan, refinement of branding and promotion strategies, strengthening of public, private, and community institutions, and training of individuals and groups employed in the tourism sector. Second is tourist product development and management, which aims to enhance the existing tourist attractions by building infrastructure and tourist amenities, development and diversification of tourism product by creating centers for living traditions, heritage walks showcasing the local culture. Third is support local economic development, which aims to improve the productive economy and the creative economy by providing financial support, infrastructure, tools and incubators, and by branding and promotion of the tourist related product. Fourth, and the last initiative is project management by providing technical advisory and financial support. Also, special regulatory bodies are formed to execute the project. Table is a comparison of case studies of tourism initiatives by Kerala and Uttar Pradesh showcasing which strategy, policy and initiative falls under different criteria of economic sustainability, socio-cultural sustainability, environment and resource sustainability, and sustainable policies and management techniques. This paper was conceptualized before the pandemic outbreak. Since then, the tourism scenario has changed drastically. So, it is important to analyze pro-poor tourism scenario post-COVID-19. Tourism and hospitality industry are undoubtedly one of the most affected sectors due to the outbreak of the pandemic. Economy has declined and unemployment rate has increased. The migrant workers have traveled back home, which facilitates the revival of tourism sector. Our Honorable Prime Minister have stressed on the need of being self-reliant and build the local product to the level of international brands. This situation has generated opportunities for the development of local products and businesses. This initiative will support the national economy and in particular support poor population in generating income. This would translate into pro-poor tourism as the very concept is same. Therefore, policies and guidelines related to tourism needs to be modified taking into account the concerns of all post-COVID-19. Coming to the conclusions. Pro-poor tourism is viable in its core essence as it works in the direction of economic, socio-cultural and environmental sustainability with the support of appropriate management policies. In case of Kerala Responsible Tourism Initiative, area-specific issues were identified and addressed with the involvement of all stakeholders, especially the locals. In Uttar Pradesh Pro-Poor Tourism Development Project, area-specific tourism plan will be developed integrating PPP and community participation. Productive economy and creative economy will be developed by providing financial and management supports. Diversification in the tourism product will be done so as to reach the unexplored areas. Pro-poor tourism is a new initiative and has to be tested over time. The RT initiative in Kerala is already implemented and has proven to be sustainable and successful in its approach, whereas in Uttar Pradesh it is being implemented and is showing positive results, but the final picture will emerge over a period of time. Therefore, a comprehensive policy needs to be formulated at state level which addresses the destination specific issues with the involvement of locals. Thank you.